Morning Year 5, it's Mrs Gibbons here. So welcome to session 1 of our reading this week. So we are learning to use Book Talk. So this is our text that we're going to be looking at this week. It's a non-fiction text. So I am going to read it out to you and then we'll look at annotating it. Okay, so the text is called Everest, a dangerous place. Everest in the high Himalayas stands tall and firm, a giant unmoved by wind or snow, the air too thin for plant or animal life. Climbing Mount Everest is hard and dangerous work. Even with the aid of modern technology, the fittest of climbers may experience the effects of hypoxia, a lack of oxygen to the brain. Then their dreams of reaching the summit of the highest mountain in the world are over. Adjusting your body to the thin air, allowing it to get used to lower levels of oxygen, is vital if a climber wants to tackle Mount Everest. On early expeditions to Mount Everest, climbers trekked for weeks to get to base camp, which gave people's bodies time to adjust. Today, climbers are flown into Lukla, a Sherpa village from where it takes just 10 days to reach base camp. This shortens the amount of time a climber has to acclimatise to the thin air. Base camp. Once at Everest Base Camp, there follows a period of further acclimatisation. Base camp is situated on a glacier that constantly shifts and moves beneath your feet. It is an inhospitable place filled with the brightly coloured tents of climbers who are anxious to make it to the top. The climb to Mount Everest summit begins with the traverse of the Khumbu Icefall. This is a steep glacier filled with deep crevices and huge ice blocks. It should be climbed in the early morning when the sun has not yet warmed the snow and ice. A mass of fixed ropes and ladders cross the crevasses to enable climbers to get across the glacier. Without them, no climber would make it through. It is a dangerous start to the climb, for the icefall is unpredictable. The giant blocks of ice which dominate the area can weigh up to 30 tons each. These blocks can shift without warning, and crevices can cave in, taking climbers with them. Later in the day, the icefall becomes even more predictable and unstable. To cross it then would be foolhardy in the extreme. Okay, so our first session obviously is book talk, and this is where we annotate the text with our thoughts, our wonders, what we might be inferring from the text, and you might also be able to answer some questions that occur to you as you're reading through. So I'll model you some of my questions and wonderings, and then you can obviously add your own, and you can do all this work in your science book. You could also add some definitions of what you think words might mean or what something might be suggesting. So we'll look at my couple of examples, a few examples there before you continue on your own. Okay, so my first wondering is, it says the fittest of climbers may experience the effects of hypoxia, a lack of oxygen to the brain. So I'm actually wondering what those effects might be. What does a hypoxia do to a climber? How does it affect them? Okay, my next thought, it says their dreams of reaching the summit of the highest mountain in the world are over. So I'm wondering to myself, how must those climbers feel if they can't actually reach the summit? And also I'm wondering, if they are suffering from hypoxia, how do they then get back to the base of the mountain? So again, some questions that occurred to me there as I've been reading. Okay, later on in the text it says, today climbers are flown into Lukla, a Sherpa village. So I am wondering, what are Sherpas? Okay, that might be something I would have to go and look up to make sure I understood what a Sherpa was. And the last point I'll make on this part of the text so far is, it says it shortens the amount of time a climber has to acclimatise. So I think that acclimatising means getting used to a new climate or conditions. So I've seen a word there that I think I can define that is relevant to this particular topic and text. So I will let you continue through the text. Obviously there's this section and the following section. They are both on the sheet which will be uploaded onto the website. So you can use that. Obviously you don't need to print the sheet out, you can just make your notes and questions in your science book. Okay, well done. I will speak to you soon for session 2. Take care, bye.